Bloodborne isn't a game you curl up with to shut off your brain. It's what you turn on to shut off the world. When I first stepped foot into the nightmarish streets of Yharnam, I had never played a Souls-like prior. It was disorienting. It felt unreasonably difficult just for the sake of being difficult. Like the game was trying to gatekeep its own experience. Enemies dismantled me, quickly and repeatedly. So I put it down after about an hour or so, and life went on. Then Elden Ring came out and changed everything for me. It gave me the option to see this style of playing at my own pace. I got to learn what it's asking of me and adapt, to analyze its systems and apply it. Long story short, I fell in love with the formula and decided to go back to Bloodborne after a good 300 hours of Elden Ring. Yharnam felt much different this time around. I finally got it. What I found was a much more focused experience. Bloodborne has a mostly linear critical path with the illusion of freedom. This is not a bad thing by any stretch, because the freedom you do get feels real and rewarding. Branching paths will lead you to NPC characters, shortcuts, weapons, clothing, and other items. If you're like me, exploring thoroughly in a game that feels uninteresting is a chore. I don't think you'll have any problems with that here. From Software are masters of atmospheric level design, and Bloodborne might be their crowning achievement. The streets and alleyways feel heavy with dread and hopelessness your first time through, although not without careful attention to an obviously strong artistic vision. You will find so much to appreciate here on even second, third, and fourth plus runs. The atmosphere devours you in the best way. You won't find much music outside of the outstanding scores played for boss battles. Instead, as you make your way deeper into the nightmare, your senses stay on alert with only ambient noises to accompany you between tense fights. Howling wind, footsteps on stone streets, cries in the distance, all come together to pull you into this place and demand your attention. It really feels like you're alone out there. Many of the characters you come across make you feel out of place. Some even laugh at the horrible predicament you're in. This works hauntingly well for a game based on what's supposed to be a living nightmare. I recall the characters in my own nightmares acting the same way. Dismissive at best and heartlessly aggressive at their worst. It's really unsettling the more I think about it. They just don't act human. Have you ever asked a character in a dream the date and time? The results are always disturbing, but it's fascinating in theory. Enemies in this game range from cosmic eldritch beings to victims afflicted by the scourge that have turned into beasts, as well as blood-drunk hunters who have lost control of their urge to kill. The overall design of the enemies leans hard into horror, adding that much more to an already oppressively dark tone. They move fast and aggressive. They aim to destroy not only you, but also your will. Almost every boss battle is special in its own way, but the first fight against the cleric beast I consider iconic. For this boss, you get no cutscene, but the spectacle is all there. You're walking down an empty bridge, wondering what's on the other side. About halfway across, you hear the blood-curdling screech from this massive beast as he menacingly jumps down right in front of you. I find the fight with the cleric beast to be the perfect introductory boss fight for the beast-type enemies you'll encounter. You'll need to focus on timing dodges as well as staying aggressive enough to land your own hits. The victory here felt substantial, like I actually broke through and I'm in the thick of it. You get back-to-back iconic fights in the start of Bloodborne, the first being the Cleric Beast and the second being Father Gascoigne. This fight right here is what brings everything you've learned together. You must have a firm grasp on parrying, and you even have the chance to see exploration pay off with a secret item being used during the fight. If you beat Father Gascoigne, I would say you are no longer a curious casual just dipping their toe in the water. You're now a hunter, and you've shown you have what it takes to complete the game. Some people would say this about the fight with the blood-starved beast, but it does feel substantially harder due to its aggression and poison attacks. I know I hit a roadblock at this point for many attempts first go, but I was locked in. I couldn't stop trying. The hunt had me already. While choking on my pride, I called in a friend to help me with the beast, and we destroyed it fairly quickly. What a massive relief this was, because I was genuinely so excited to see the rest of the game. I went on to finish the game and its DLC on my own 2 feet, and even come back on new runs, and found myself able to solo the blood-starved beast. What a great feeling it was. The sense of progression makes you feel connected with the experience. You'll face things that feel impossible until it clicks and you've figured out an enemy weakness or learned their attack patterns. I went from getting destroyed to destroying. You will acquire an assortment of weapons throughout the game. The way weapons are handled is done in the best way. Any weapon you acquire and take a liking to can be used throughout the duration of the game. With the weapon leveling and blood gem system, you'll be able to turn anything you desire into an instrument of death. Every weapon can be counted as 2 due to the transformation mechanic. For instance, the saw cleaver can be extended for more reach and slower, heavier attacks, versus having the saw blade closed for less range but more damage per second. These variations have their own movesets, combos, and even ways to use the transform itself as an attack. I've found so much enjoyment trying out different weapons on new runs. Encounters always feel fresh with a new weapon. They've gone for quality over quantity here, and it works so much better than having 40 swords that all feel the same. The flow of combat is learned only through practice and repetition. Learning the enemy's behaviors is key. You must take on the role of a predator and really study your prey to get the upper hand. When you finally start feeling dangerous is when I believe the game reaches its peak. Gameplay is king in many circumstances, and Bloodborne has such engaging combat and atmosphere that you'll start craving the next fight. Something about the weight of each hit, the blood splatter, sound design, and overall satisfaction of destroying these enemies that once posed such an overwhelming threat is unmatched. When I wasn't playing the game, I was thinking about it. What did I miss? What could I do better? What's around the next corner? This game matters to me on a different level. It came to me during a time in my life that felt hopeless. At one point, my life looked bright and straightforward. Then genetics took over, and in came debilitating stress and anxiety. I'm not talking about sweating before giving a speech. This comes out of nowhere and hits hard. It can feel like a vice on my head, like walking on a waterbed, or like the air I'm breathing isn't enough. It's a fight on a daily basis, and it takes persistence. So this game came to me during a time where all I knew was struggle, but seen little results from my efforts. Bloodborne was different. Yes, it was painfully hard at times, but I could learn, come back, and see victory. I might have died over and over, but the fact is, you always come back. The bosses don't get harder with each attempt. Once they are gone for good. So every inch forward is progress. Every epiphany makes you stronger. You can only be defeated by giving up. I'm not going to be corny and say the game single-handedly taught me this way of thinking, but it showed up right when I needed it reinforced the most. Some will tell me I should have played the game long ago when it came out, but I truly believe that timing is everything. Bloodborne was the perfect storm for me at an impeccable time in my life. Not every game lands fully for all of us. Titles that are just okay or even great come and go. But when a game feels like it becomes a part of you like a timeless memory, you hold on to it. These are the kind of fights I'd lean into during intense moments, right on the brink of death. The kind of victories that made me stand up and cheer after countless failures. The setting is mysterious, the hook is impossible to shake. This is the night of the hunt. It's why we fear the old blood, and why we keep coming back to relive the nightmare again and again. Thank you for watching.